Alfred Hitchcock Presents will bring your nightmare to a terrifying climax. But first, a Saturday Nightmare's short.
For most people, an afternoon visit to a stranger's home would not represent much of an excitement. But to Frampton Nuttall, recently released from his doctor's care, it was the cure to his fragile nerves. He was led to believe that pleasant society should replace his solitary pursuits. Frampton Nuttall hoped that Mrs. Stapleton, his sister's friend,
is here,
would provide the type of companionship so necessary to his continuing recovery.
Is this the Stapleton residence?
Yes, it is.
Mrs. Stapleton asked me to stop by at 5. Oh, thank you.
Come in. Isn't ready yet, but she'll be down shortly. My grandfather bagged those. So you hardly know my aunt?
I know her name and address. My sister was here 4 years ago, and she gave me some names of people to call.
Her tragedy happened just 3 years ago.
Her tragedy?
Don't you wonder why this window is open on a March afternoon?
Well, it's pretty warm for this time of year. But what's the window got to do with her tragedy?
Out through this window, exactly 3 years ago, her husband went out hunting with her 2 brothers. They never came back. You see, they used to cross a mountain to go to their favorite place for pheasant hunting. But one day, coming home, they were caught in a deep marsh that had gases at the bottom, and all 3 were burnt to death. Their bodies were never found. Poor Aunt Melanie, she still thinks they'll be back one day, with Prince the hunting dog, who was lost with them. And they'll step in, right through this window. That's why this window is kept open every day until after sunset. Poor Aunt Melanie. She often tells me how they went out, with Uncle Henry in his camouflage costume and camouflage colors painted on his face. His hunting dog Prince running at his side, and Johnny singing, "Johnny comes marching home once more, hurrah, hurrah. Johnny comes marching home once more, hurrah, hurrah," because she said it got on her nerves. Sometimes, On quiet evenings like this one, even I get the feeling that they'll walk in, right through this window, the way they did 3 years ago. See, this is Prince.
Frampton Nuttall?
How do you do? Sorry to have kept you waiting. What can I offer you? Coffee? Tea?
Nothing really, thanks. I don't take caffeine.
Well, I hope that Vera's been entertaining you.
Yes, she has, Mrs. Stapleton.
Won't you sit down? Oh, I hope you don't mind the open window.
Oh, no, I really like fresh air.
My husband and my brothers will be back any minute. Oh, they're out hunting pheasants, you see, and I know they're going to walk in here and make a mess all over my floor carpet. Just like all men, aren't they?
I don't know, I shouldn't judge.
It's a shame, though. There's so little game left. There used to be so much, but lately with everyone coming out from the city... Well, what brings you to this rural area?
Doctor's orders. Avoidance of all physical and mental excitement.
Really? Oh, here they are.
Marching home once more, he'll track the mud upon the floor, and we'll all be gay then when Johnny comes marching home. When Johnny comes marching home once more, hurrah, hurrah. When Johnny comes marching home once more, hurrah, hurrah. When Johnny comes marching home once more, he'll track the mud upon the floor, and we'll all be gay then when Johnny comes marching home.
Who was that?
Susan Nuttall's brother. All he could do was talk about his problems, and as soon as you came into sight, he ran away. It was as if he'd seen a ghost.
I bet it was Prince. He said he had a horror of dogs. He was once chased into a graveyard by a pack of wild dogs. He had to spend the night in a newly dug grave with the creatures snarling and bugging and grinning, trying to get at him. It's enough to make anyone hate dogs.
Would you like to help me with dinner, like you promised? They must be starved.
It was beyond Vera's understanding that for some, ghosts were real.